Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I am back with another reading tonight, guys. I hope everyone is well. I'm hanging with the saucy beaver as usual. Mega good vibes. She's chilling with her baby. Guys, tonight's reading is going to be a little bit different. Since the Go Outside card came up in the last reading that I did earlier at 4:30, check out that reading if you guys haven't checked it out. I feel like I want to kind of take that message a little bit further and provide peace of mind for those of you who who you are, you know that you're on this twin flame journey, you understand that it is about the journey within, and I feel like what's next is the major message that I'm getting. And so I want to provide insights into what's happening in your connection right now at this point in your life. What is the purpose of it? And then I want to give a card or pull a card rather on your energy, your goddess energy, and or the feminine energy within you, and then the masculine energy within you. Okay. And you can take the message as it resonates. Sometimes you'll find that the message may sound like it's for you, or sometimes you can feel like it's information coming through about your person. All right, so take it as it resonates, guys. Let's dive right in, okay? So for those of you who, again, with the last reading, we had the Go Outside card. Many of you are being urged to really get out there, spread your wings. You're not meant to isolate on the journey, even in times of separation. The lesson from that is it's always to keep pushing, keep going within. Oftentimes it's painful when we go through separation, and the last thing you want to hear when you're going through separation is that it's a gift and that it's meant to teach you and you're meant to learn, because it doesn't always feel that way when we're slammed with the feelings of being abandoned by our twin, being rejected, seeing them go off in another karmic situation, and it feels like betrayal. But the reason, and we have to remember, the reason that we're feeling these things, it's not because our twin is doing that to us, but it is because they're igniting the trauma that we've experienced in many other situations that have given us similar feelings, if that makes sense. Okay. And that's why it's usually not about your twin or trying to chase after them or make them take accountability and explain themselves. A lot of the times it is, what are you going to do about someone treating you this way? What are you going to do about loving someone who's not able to reciprocate the love that you're giving to them? Are you going to stay there and chase and beg and plead? Or are you going to take your self-respect and dignity with you, go into that hermit position, and really introspect on yourself? Okay, that's going within. So the last reading I mentioned, I feel like many of you are already doing that, and your person can feel this. Your person can feel this because they know that you're headed in a new direction. And new love doesn't always have to mean a new romantic partner. I feel like many of you are awakening to new love within yourself before you even go looking for another partner or to date or to do whatever it is you need to do. Many of us need to fall in love with ourselves again. I'm feeling that for a lot of us who go through separation and we're triggered, one of the major things is it's codependency on that person, and it's also feeling scared shitless to do life by yourself and what that may mean for you. And this isn't your twin flame's fault, right? They didn't create that wound inside of you. So you have to now go back into that hermit position and dig deep as to where it is you first started experiencing these feelings, and understand that it's time to face it. It's time to remember it and how shitty it made you feel. But you don't have to stay there. You don't have to be that person anymore. You don't have to feel like you are that, 8-year-old or 10-year-old little boy or girl that's scared anymore. You can face the feeling and know that you're in a safe place now. And once you release that, you will feel new love coming in. And that new love is for yourself, for having the courage to stop yourself from projecting onto another person and say, wait a second, I love myself so much to the point that I don't I don't want to have to chase anybody to explain why it is I'm feeling all of this pain. I don't want the answer to my pain to be that my twin flame is going to come back and get into a relationship with me, and that's going to make me feel better. Because chances are, even if you do reconnect, these wounds are still going to be triggered one after the next. So the message on the card says a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. The new person that's going to stir your romantic feelings are you. And the reason is because those of us who are in a position that we're not having that love reciprocated back to us, we have to stir the romantic feelings within ourselves first. Because I can guarantee you there's nothing romantic about having to chase someone, right? Having to guess. Being with someone who enjoys keeping you on your toes and making you guess. Right? Many of you have been in different types of friendships in the past that are like this. You've had different lovers throughout your lives that have been like this. And, you've got to stop and discern and tap into that part of you that endures that. Why? Okay, so I feel like many of you are experiencing new love because you will be going out there, you will be getting out there, you will allow yourself to feel the hurt and to feel the pain. And once you stop chasing your person, you stop being so angry at them and realize that a lot of what it is you're going through on the inside has very little to do with anybody else. It all has to do with how it is we manage to cope with our emotions and how well we can love ourselves and be there for ourselves. How good at we are at recognizing the people who truly love us and support us. How good at we are leaning on them for help and assistance when we need it. How good are we at cutting off people who don't belong in our lives because we know that they're abusing our time, our energy, they're taking from us. So I feel like this new love that's in the air is many of you waking up and realizing just how incredibly beautiful and worthy you are. And once you start feeling that about yourself, you will have the zeal to embrace your time alone. You will start adorning your home, yourself, your environment with beautiful, gorgeous things. And that's you starting to feel romantic about yourself. And in turn, you can't help but attract romantic partners in your direction because you're already giving off the vibe in which you wish to attract. So I'm going to go ahead now and get a message for the feminine side of us, okay? What does the feminine side of us need to know at this time? And this could be for you or your person. Sorry, guys, let me just grab a drink of water. Okay. What does the feminine side of you need to know? What messages want to come through for the divine feminine? This could be for the viewer, either about themselves or about their person. Okay, so we have sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. Okay, so the feminine side of you needs a place to feel safe. Okay, and that's why I was telling you guys, adorn your home and adorn yourself. What I'm getting the image of is if those of you, who are in this place and you resonate with this reading and the messages, don't be afraid to take a small part of your home and dedicate it to a nice, comfortable area where you go to rest and relax and pray and meditate. And I feel like those things they can sometimes go over our head on the journey. And social media has become, such a huge distraction that I feel like our bodies are craving a timeout. Okay, our bodies are stressed for many of us, and that's why the Go Outside card came as well. Many of us need to connect with nature and sunshine and get fresh air and talk to strangers walking by and smile at people and walk into stores and chat up the cashiers and the lady at the bakery and just remember what it's like to connect with humanity again. But going back to sacred space, I feel like, many of us are lacking that true connection with ourselves. New love is about spending a nice romantic evening with yourself, right? In the form of sitting with all of your screens shut off, okay? Except for maybe YouTube, if the exception is that you need meditative music or some kind of mantra music to assist you in unwinding. But ideally, it should just be silence. And I feel like if many of you are looking for, I just got the image of a car being like boosted by another car. If many of you need like a boost or like an energetic reset, I can guarantee you that pushing yourself to shut off all screen time, all devices, and just let yourself sit in silence for a good 5 minutes even. Just 5 minutes will do. Breathe in, give yourself nice, generous breaths through the nose, slowly out through the mouth. If many of you are experiencing anxiety, make sure you hold that breath for a few seconds and then exhale it slowly rather than just letting it out. Make sure that when you take that nice, big, deep breath in, just hold it. Hold it for a few seconds and then slowly let it out. And push out that anxiety from your body with that breath work. And then after you feel your stomach and everything calm, take time to just close your eyes and do nothing. Just be still. And what that does is it actually gives your mind just a moment to not think of anything. And in today's time with social media, it's like, especially like YouTube Shorts and TikTok and everything, like if you go through your feed on YouTube, your brain is taking in one topic after the next, and sometimes it feels really good, right? Because then it distracts us from a lot of the pain that we might be feeling, right? Sometimes social media, it is like a substance, right? It's no different than alcohol or cigarettes or drugs. It's the same concept. It's so that we don't have to focus in on ourselves. So sacred space is definitely a message for many of you, the feminine side of yourself, to sit down and receive and remember to just slow down and go with the flow. You don't have to be in a rush to do. Sometimes the remedy to a lot of the built up and pent up stress and uncertainty that you're feeling, it's merely about lacking connection with oneself. Okay, remembering to stop and take a time out and focus in on ourselves a little bit. Okay, so that should do the trick, and practice it every day if you possibly can. Okay, it'll work wonders. And if many of you are interested, Google a little bit about mantra music, mantra, mantra. Okay, the power of sound. Okay, because that also may be healing for many of you since sacred space is coming up. Okay, and now let's go ahead and end off the reading by getting a message for the masculine side of us. Okay, this may have to do with your counterpart or yourself. Take it how the message resonates. Oh, look at those little toe beans, huh? I love when you stretch like that. It's so cute, mama. All right, so the masculine side of yourself. Give without expectation. Okay, so I feel like this message is coming up to remind us to be forgiving of ourselves. Okay, many of you feel, I'm picking up on like this heavy energy of many of you feeling like you want to beat yourselves up for giving as much as you did on the journey with your twin, giving as much love as you did, attention, energy. And I literally see some of you guys going like, for what? Like, for what? To get nothing back in return. Like, they ghost, they are inconsistent. There's levels of betrayal that has been felt on this journey. But I feel like this is a message about loving, being brave to take that action to love with your heart on your sleeve. That the masculine energy within us can give without expectation, because at the end of the day, we always know how to handle our shit, right? For me, love is like, it's like one of those things where you have to go into this whole love thing with the expectation of being hurt. It's just part of it, right? Even if it's for a moment, right? None of us are perfect, okay, including our counterparts. And for many of you, I feel like don't beat yourselves up for wearing your heart on your sleeve and speaking your truth and speaking your mind and not knowing what's going on. Many of us on this twin flame journey, it kind of takes over, and it does bring up a lot of the areas in our lives that can be damaged or unbalanced or wounded or unhealed. And that's the whole point of ascending or going on to the ascension journey, right? Is to find ourselves again. And within finding ourselves again, you find that balance. You find that true balance of, who you are at the core and how it is you can best represent yourself in this lifetime, be the best version of yourself. But for many of us who, we've been down that road with our counterpart, giving, and it's never reciprocated. And I feel like many of us, we go through these cycles over and over and over again. And we find ourselves, really back at that spot that says, I'm crazy, I'm stupid for believing in this. And again, like beating yourself up for making a decision that once felt so good. I feel like this message is, it's truly about having no regrets. And that's, sometimes maybe a cliche thing to say, but it's usually the way I live my life. And I never backtrack and I try to beat up myself, because I realize that it's important to be able to make decisions and know what it is I'm doing, and at the same time be masculine enough within me to know that there are things that have certain consequences, and the most important thing is being able to deal with those consequences, making a decision and knowing that, hey, at the end of the day, I can deal with the consequences. So I feel like this is a message for many of you to say you loved, and you loved hard, and you loved well. And yes, you got hurt, but you weren't loving to get something back, right? You weren't loving them just so that at the end of it all, it's like, okay, they love you back, and now that means you're on a twin flame journey. Sometimes being on this twin flame journey means that, we love this person and we don't know how, what, why, when, where, like all of these details. And yes, sometimes many of us hit that brick wall where the love doesn't get reciprocated. But does it mean that you don't have feelings for this person or you don't love them just because they don't love you back? No, that would be a lie. You feel how it is you feel. Your heart tells you, your body tells you everything that you need to know. But at the end of the day, we have to, oftentimes face that reality and say, you know what, I've loved. And it didn't go as planned, but that's okay, because I went in knowing, that I was taking a risk in loving it all. And that's just how it goes, guys, in every relationship that we get into. We put our hearts out on the line, and it could go either way, but think about if we never took the chance because we were afraid of getting hurt. I feel like many masculines are in that position right now with not wanting to reach out to their feminines because of that very feeling of it not being reciprocated, right? So there is that part of us that does need to learn to give without expectation, because we are giving not because we're wanting the other person to be agreeable with us or to believe in the things that we believe, but simply because we just want to express that truth within us, that authenticity. This is how I feel, and I'm going to say it out loud. And if it's not reciprocated, then at least I had the courage to speak my truth, okay, and give without expectation. All right, so that's what I have for this short one, guys. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves, and me and the saucy little bees will catch you guys in the next reading, okay? All right, bye, guys.